In this video, I'm going to show you the exact system that we built for a local service business owner right here in Wilmington. In the same day that we turned this on, he had people reaching out to him the very first night. And now 9 days later, so today, he has 20 people that have applied to work with him, all from this system that we built out. And right now, I'm just going to pull this whole thing up on my screen and just show you every single piece of it so you can see exactly from start to finish how it works. And what we did is we came to him, we filmed all of his videos with him, and we built everything that I'm about to show you right now. So what you're seeing on my screen here, I'm just on Google and I'm going to search for the Facebook ad library. And if you aren't familiar with this, if you've never heard of this, this is an amazing tool for any service business owner. So what it does is it shows you all of the active ads that are running right now, and you can search by keyword. So if you're in Wilmington, North Carolina, and you have a service business, you can type in Wilmington, North Carolina, and all of the ads that are running in that area with that keyword in it will show up here. But for the time being, I'm pulling this up so I can show you the specific video that we created for this business owner, because this is the first thing that his customers are seeing. But if I scroll down here, you're going to see a handful of different videos that are being shown to customers right now. And if I click on one of these here, I just want to show you an example of what this actually looks like. So the very first thing to notice is this is a real person, right? This is the business owner. This is him talking on camera. And the reason for that is because that is what actually makes people stop. Now, I'm sure you've seen plenty of ads before, you've seen plenty of videos on social media before, but what we found, the ones that perform the best are the ones that actually have the business owner in the video. Number one, it's a real person, so it's not AI or it's not some static image. And number two, it's actually the business owner just presenting to you what it is that he does. So that's the beauty of this, is that it's a real person on camera, and we actually came to him, to his practice, to film these videos with him and get him on camera in this way so that he didn't have to come up with what to say. He didn't have to struggle with what to talk about, with how to do it. We already wrote everything out for him beforehand so that he literally just had to show up to his office. We came in and set everything up, and then he has the finished end result here. So that's the main thing I want to show you, is that having a real person in there has so much value to it. So if you don't take anything away from this video, please get yourself into the actual videos that you're creating, because it's immediately going to separate you from everybody else in your space and from 99% of the other people who are just using AI generated images, or they're even using AI generated videos. And a lot of times that is just killing trust with customers and with other consumers, because it's making your brand look bad, right? It's making people, it feels disingenuous, right? When I see one, and I can only speak for me, when I see an AI ad from a company or a local service provider, part of me wonders, like, why is the owner not able to do that instead? Right? I would think that would be the key way to actually differentiate myself from everybody else, and just have my face be the one that people recognize. And as soon as they see that, they think, oh, that's the marketing guy, or oh, that's the medical guy, or oh, that's the whatever industry you're in. I would totally recommend that anybody do this for your business, just for that particular reason. And now, one other thing I'll say about the videos that you're seeing here is that these videos were not just posted online and just hoping that the right person is magically seeing them. We are strategically and intentionally putting these specific videos in front of the exact right people who he is trying to reach in the market. So this is all done on purpose, and we have full control over who exactly is seeing these videos. So what you'll notice here as well is that there's a little button down here that says learn more. So if I click on that button, it's going to take us to another page. And this is very, very important. So this page here, it's separate from his actual website. And this is for a very specific reason, because if we are sending people from social media, right? So keep in mind the state of mind that the average person is in when they are consuming videos on social media. And then we send them to, say, your website, which has all these different other options on there, right? It has your about page. It has all the services that you provide. It probably has a gallery with a ton of different images on it. It has all of these different options for people to take. So the person coming from social media is not in the state of mind to actually know and figure out what to do next. So the whole purpose of this page is to make it very simple and very direct, and give them no other option than to take the next step. So if you look at this page here, you're going to see there's a headline at the top, and it's just confirming everything that they had heard from the previous video that they just watched. So they know that they're in the right place when they land on this page. Then you'll see another video here that is essentially setting expectations, right? It's letting the customer know, hey, this is our process. Here's what to expect. Like, this is what it's going to look like, right? Here's exactly what to do next. Like, we're spelling it out for them in any way possible. And then right below that video, you're going to see another button here that says to apply below. And now if I click on this button that says apply below, what you're going to notice is it's going to take me to an application. Now, this is the next step. And if I keep scrolling down here just to show you, we've set expectations, right, of telling people what to expect next. We've shown some real results from real patients and real people who are just like everyone else who is probably watching these videos and landing on this page in real time. And then right below that, again, the only other option they have is to apply for a consultation. So if I click that button, again, it brings me back to the application here. Now, the beauty of this application is so many different things. So we'll click through just a couple responses here so you can see there's a variety of different questions, and we're collecting different pieces of data from the customer before we're actually allowing them on to the next step. So you can see there's a mix here of multiple choice questions and also short text answers so that they actually have to stop and type in a real response in order to continue through this form. Now, a couple different things I can tell you about this form. Number one is the fact that even having an application and having a form that someone has to fill out before they can proceed and take the next step, it does a couple things. Now, number one, like I had mentioned, what it does is actually filters out people who are not even interested in the first place. So if you've ever heard of the term tire kicker, or you've heard of the term price shopper, right? They're just people who are not fully interested or invested in actually following through or proceeding or actually purchasing your services. They just want to know the price, right? And we've all dealt with these people before. We know that they're out there, and due to the nature of social media and advertising on social media, that is a lot of what people will run into. Now, this form solves that in a couple different ways. What it does, number one, is it actually filters for intent first. So regardless of what the questions are even asking on this form, we could literally ask, what color is the sky? Is the grass green? Is water wet? It doesn't matter what we say in these forms. Just the fact that we have a series of questions before someone can proceed is going to show intent. And all I mean when I say that is that if somebody actually takes the time to answer those questions, by the sheer nature of them answering the questions, they are communicating to you that they have intent. They have interest. They want to learn more. So they're willing to go through this process of answering these questions in order to learn more. Now, this is not to say that I would make these questions, is the sky blue? Is the grass green? Is water wet? I would actually make them strategic and make sure that they are actually qualifying questions that are going to give you the information that you need to know to determine whether this person is a good fit or not a good fit for your services. So the whole purpose here, like I said, is to filter out the people who are not actually serious, who are just price shopping. So that way, the only people who actually make it through, just by the sheer fact that they took the time to answer these questions, you know that they have at least more than no intent, right? They have a little intent. They have probably even high intent if you put some crazy questions there and they actually took the time to answer them. So that's the beauty of this here. Next, I want to show you exactly what happens the moment someone clicks submit. So as soon as they click submit, we're going to click over to this page here. This is where your customer will land. So they submitted your application, they submitted the form, they land on this page here. Now, what you'll see on this page, I'm going to refresh it here so the video replays. We have another video, and now this video is setting the expectations of what is going to happen next. So all of this is just showing how proactive you are as a business owner, because you're making it so simple and so easy for someone to actually follow through your process, right? You're setting the expectations, right? They see your video on Facebook or on Instagram first, and in that video, you're telling them exactly what to do next. Hey, click on the link below this video, go to the next page, right? Watch the video on that page. Once they click on that link and they land on your landing page, they watch the video and it tells them exactly what to do next. Hey, if you're interested, if you need help with this, fill out the application below. As soon as they fill out the application, boom, they get redirected to this page with another video, and that video is setting the expectation of what is going to happen next. So if you're getting the trend here, the whole idea is that you want to make it so easy for people to just take the next step and know exactly what to expect. Because the biggest mistake that I see happen with people is they are not proactive. They do not have systems in place to actually inform and educate customers on what the process is or what to expect next. And because of that, there is fear of the unknown associated with that, right? There is fear of just not knowing what's going to happen next. So then people will naturally just not know what to do next. And if you don't know what to do next, you're going to stop. You get stopped in the process and you don't actually make it all the way through to the end. So the whole purpose of this page is to now set the expectation of what's going to happen next. And we write it out here specifically. 3 things to know about the next 24 to 48 hours. So when a potential customer sees this, they're not going to have any questions as to what is actually going to happen next because we've spelled it out for them, right? We know that they know that the team is going to reach out to them. They know that they're going to schedule their consultation and they know to keep their phone in reach because someone is going to be reaching out to them. So on this page is a ton of other information, right? Getting them comfortable and familiar with the actual business that they're going to be stepping foot into. Obviously walking them through what to expect whenever they do have that initial consultation. And then there's a ton of frequently asked questions here at the bottom. And the great part about this is that this is real data. This has come directly from the business owner himself because he gets asked questions all the time, as I'm sure any business owner gets asked questions all the time. So what this does is actually saves your time and buys you your time back because instead of now having to answer all of these questions time and time again with every single new customer that comes in, you're proactive, right? You know that these questions are going to come up. So now you've put these systems in place that actually get you your time back because you already know this is going to happen every time. So why not just create a place or create a system or have something in place that actually addresses all of this beforehand? So that's the beauty of this. It is setting the expectation for the customer. It is actually getting them excited. It is getting them educated and informed about your services so that by the time someone does get in touch with them, it is an easy conversation, right? There's no selling necessarily that needs to be done because all of the information that they already need to know is already right here in front of them. And now all of that is just on the customer side. So like I mentioned, as soon as somebody clicks submit, this is what the customer sees. But now you as a business owner, this is what you're going to see on the back end. So I'm going to pull up Slack here. If you're not familiar with Slack, it is just an external communication platform that is not text message, that is not email. So you're not getting flooded on your personal phone or your personal computer all the time. You have an external spot where all of this information is going to go and live. And this is solely dedicated for new customers and new applicants that are filling out forms directly from your videos and directly inquiring about your services. So what we've done here is created a personal Slack channel for the specific business owner so that all the information from that application is automatically filled directly into this individual Slack channel. And now the reason that we've created this is so that automatically, as soon as somebody submits that application, all of their information is perfectly formatted and it's perfectly presented right here in one spot. So whether it's you or whether it's your staff member or whether it's your sales team or whoever is responsible for responding to new inquiries or new applications, they have all the information that they need right here. So you can see the name is right in front of you here. You can see the phone number. You can see the email address. And not only that, you can see the best time to actually reach out and contact this person. So again, we're trying to make this as easy as possible to actually see success and actually get results from everything we've created because there is no excuse here, right? If you have a team member who says, oh man, you ask them, hey, did you actually reach out to all the people who inquired this week? They can't come back to you and tell you, oh, I didn't have their phone number. I couldn't find their email. I didn't know the best time to reach them because it's all automatically already right here for you, just waiting for you. And not only that, you have all of the answers that they've given on that application. So now that initial phone call with that customer is, again, it's so easy that you almost can't mess it up. And this is by design. We've intentionally designed it this way so that it is so simple. So for example, you have the name, you have the phone number, you have the email, and you have the best time to reach this person. So because you have all of this information right in front of you, all you have to do is pick up the phone, say, hey, name, I noticed that maybe around this time of day was possibly a good time to reach you. Is now still a good time for you? Oh yeah, it's a great time. Okay, perfect. Well, I kind of noticed that maybe you had reached out about blank service. Does all that sound about right? Do you see how simple this is? This is intentionally this simple so that it's almost hard to actually mess this up, right? That's the idea here, is just making it simple, making it easy. So whoever is responsible for this does not have to go out of their way to find certain information or to prepare for all of these phone calls and contacting all these people that are coming in. It's just so simple to actually streamline this and just keep things moving constantly. So that's the beauty of this. And now what we've also done as a little bonus here, I'm going to show you, we've developed a very complex and a very in-depth system here as to how this can actually be tracked and accounted for. So you can see here, when I move my mouse over this specific new application, you're going to see at the top right, there's a couple different options here to immediately react to this message with a couple different emojis. So what we've done here is created, again, a very elaborate and a very in-depth system where whenever you actually see this message, so let's say you have multiple people on your team who are responding to applicants and who are reaching out to new customers. Let's say you specifically are the first one to see this. What you're going to do here, and again, just bear with me, I know this is very complex and very high level. You're actually going to click the react button up here with the eyes that says taking a look. And what that's going to do is that's going to notify anybody else who has access to this Slack channel that, hey, you're the one that's got this, right? So now this eliminates having multiple people calling an applicant or calling a customer because they didn't know that someone else had already contacted them. So again, we're trying to be proactive here, and we're trying to avoid mistakes or common problems that we see before they ever come up. So this just streamlines the workflow here. So there is accountability. We know that, hey, this person saw this person responded. So if we get to the point where we're looking through all our applicants and maybe someone calls you, the business owner, and says, hey, I filled out an application, but I never heard from anybody. What's going on? It's been 3 days. It's been 5 days. You now have a paper trail that you can look back on and say, well, according to our Slack channel here, this team member, this employee notified us that they had reached out on this specific day. And now we have that paper trail, right? So we can just keep track of things and make sure things are flowing smoothly. So the last part of this very elaborate and complex system here is the green React check mark. So again, if I just move my mouse over this specific message in the actual Slack channel, I'm going to see right here, it's one click, right? All I do is click completed. I don't even have to click to actually select the message. Just moving my mouse over the message brings this box open and I can just click completed. And now what that's going to do is going to notify anybody that, hey, I've actually reached out and I've actually spoken to this person, right? So that's going to let everybody know who views this that, okay, this person has not only been seen, right? Someone has received this message and they're aware of it. They've also actually taken the step and reached out to this person and they know what to do next. So one last thing here, you're going to see this note at the very bottom that says to then drag them to contacted in the pipeline. So if you don't know what that means, I'm going to show you exactly what that means. And it just reiterates the fact of being proactive here, right? Like, we are aware that things can stall whenever you create a system, whenever you create a process within your business. And in order to alleviate that and make sure that doesn't happen, what we found is that if you just put the actual instructions and the actual next steps of what to do after a certain task has taken place, it just magically alleviates that from happening. So you no longer have systems or processes or things happening in your business where things just stop. They just stop working. There's a bottleneck, things fall off. If you just set the expectation of what actually to go and do next, it's amazing at how that problem just instantly vanishes. So let's jump back over here and I want to show you exactly what I mean when I talk about pipeline. Okay, so right here, this is where every single person lives, meaning everyone who took the time to see your video on Facebook or on Instagram, to watch that video, to click on that video, to then land on your landing page, to then watch the video on that landing page, to then fill out your application. Bear with me, I'm almost done. Fill out your application, to then go to your confirmation page where they just saw all the video content and all the frequently asked questions that they had. This is also taking place on the back end, right? This is what the average customer or consumer never sees. But as a business owner, this is what you now have access to. So this is what we call the pipeline. And now what we're seeing is every single one of those applicants organized into a different stage within your pipeline. And now what this is doing is organizing everybody so you know exactly who has submitted an actual application over in this column. You're going to know exactly how many of those people have been contacted, and you're going to know exactly how many consultations that you've booked. You're going to know exactly how many patients you've won, exactly how many patients had a consultation and did not close, and you're going to know exactly how many consultations have been completed. So the beauty of this is that automatically every single person who fills out that application is going to start right here in this column, in this specific stage in the pipeline. So what's going to happen is that anytime an applicant is contacted, we're just going to drag them over to a different stage in the pipeline. So we're just going to select the person that we've just contacted and we're going to drag them over to another stage. So we're organizing them. And the beauty of this is that as we move these applicants through different stages of this pipeline, there are automations and workflows that fire on the back end. So again, the average person is not seeing this, but just as you move people along, there's different email flows that go out. There's different text message flows. There's different follow-up that takes place so that your customer is constantly informed in every step of the process and the expectation is set of what they should expect next. And again, this all just ensures that the likelihood that somebody makes it from seeing your video, right? That's the very first touch point, is seeing your video for the first time on Facebook, on Instagram, and actually making it all the way to the very end, last stage of your pipeline where they are a new customer one, right? We need to facilitate them through every single step. And I know I touched on this a little bit earlier when I was talking about the state of mind that people are in when they're on social media. The beauty of this is that we can be proactive as business owners because we know this, because we know that people are in a different state of mind when they're watching these videos, when they're on social media. We can just spell it out for them and make it so simple, right? We can tell them in our video exactly what the next step is. Hey, if this sounds interesting to you, just click the link below and just watch the video on the next page, right? When they land on that page and they watch the video there, we can tell them, great, hey, if this still sounds interesting to you, just scroll right down below this video. You're going to see a short application there with a couple questions. Just fill that out and then someone will be in touch with you, right? And meanwhile, while they're doing that, this platform here is actually sending them follow-up and it's sending them automated emails that is doing the same thing. It is setting the expectation, right? It is doing the educating about your services, about what it is that you offer, about what makes you different, so that you personally are not the person who has to spend all this time and spend all this energy and answer all of these commonly and frequently asked questions that you get time and time again with every single new customer. You're effectively buying your time back and automating this process. Now, this is not to say that you will never have to communicate with customers or talk to them or educate them about your services, because there's no better way to actually build trust and build a relationship with a customer than to just do that with them face to face. But what is so amazing about this is that just by creating video content to actually do that process for you, it's amazing how much trust and how much relationship and rapport is still built with customers through the power of video. Even right now, right? I'm sitting here talking directly to you through this camera. I'm sure you feel some sort of trust or some sort of rapport just through watching that video. And I don't even mean that to say, oh, this is so cool, look at me. I just mean it to kind of prove the point of like video is the second next best thing versus being in person with somebody. Obviously, if I could be in person face to face and have you sitting right here next to me, watching me explain this whole process, that would probably be way more trust building than a video. But as a video, this is the second next best thing. I'm sure you can still sort of feel that effect somewhat. I can only speak for myself. I know personally, I get that experience from watching videos from other people as well. So the whole point of this, of me even explaining that, is just to show you the fact that yes, this can systemize and this can automate a lot of these continuous tasks and processes that have to take place in any person's business. But again, it's not to say that it is a direct replacement for actually doing this in person and actually building that rapport with people in real time. So to sum all this up, I really just want you to see and to understand that at a glance, you have in one page here, in one view, you can see exactly who you still need to call. You can see exactly who you've talked to. You can see which people are actually scheduled to have a consultation with you, and you can keep track of everyone all the way through your process up until a customer actually pays and becomes a paying customer for your business. So that's the beauty of this. It's all in one place. You don't have to remember to send anything. It all goes out automatically. All you do is just track people and move them along this pipeline. So all of that is to say that we have actually successfully solved the bottleneck of having no predictable flow of customers coming into the business. And as a result of us actually solving that problem, what we've done is actually created a more and honestly better problem to have, which is now being able to facilitate and actually keep up with all of this demand that's coming into the business. So now that is the thing that we are working on fixing this week, which is helping his team actually be able to keep up with all of this new demand. And honestly, that's all that business is just solving one bottleneck at a time. And each time you solve one problem or one bottleneck, it's kind of funny because you just create a new one. And then that cycle just keeps repeating again and again and again. And if your business stalls, chances are you just haven't figured out how to overcome that immediate bottleneck that is right in front of you. So the more clear you can get at just identifying bottlenecks and identifying problems as soon as they come up and then actually solving those problems, that is what will then keep your business progressing and growing at an exponential rate. Because the better you get at identifying those bottlenecks and continuing to overcome them over time, it creates that snowball effect where you just continue to build momentum and then you just continue to grow and grow and grow. So that's a whole nother video that we can talk about in the future. And to sum all this up, here's what it actually did for him. He went from wondering where the next customer was coming from having no control over how many new customers he could take on every month, how many more team members he could hire, how much more time he could buy back for himself and step back away from the business, to now having more demand and more people reaching out to him that he's actually able to keep up with. And now he actually gets to pick and he gets to choose. He gets to decide how many new customers he gets this month. And we can turn it up, we can shut it off, we can pause it whenever we want. That is the difference here. We have full control over this, and now he is the one deciding instead of waiting on the phone to ring. Now, if you want one of these built for your business specifically, just click the first link down below this video. If it looks like a good fit, there's a short application. You can fill that out. There's no pressure either way. I just wanted to make sure that you're able to see what this would actually look like and how it works for your business, which is more than most people ever get shown. So click that first link down in the description. I'll see you there.